Security forces in Chile have been accused of carrying out attacks against citizens amidst the ongoing unrest in the country. Amnesty International's director for the Americas, Erika Guevara, says the use of excessive and unnecessary force follows a pattern of deliberate repression by Chilean authorities.
We've
documented cases of torture and sexual abuse. People who've died in the context of the violent repression from security forces, including the military and police. In many cases, we have video evidence of the use of semi-automatic rifles used by the military, who shot indiscriminately against peaceful protesters.
Oh, well, no.
Since the unrest began, more than 1,400 people have been injured by firearms used by authorities, according to figures released by Amnesty International.
Prince Andrew has been spotted outside his home in Windsor, with his career as a royal left in tatters. It's the latest disgrace over his friendship with convicted paedophile Jeffrey Epstein, after his TV interview seemingly backfired, and with fresh calls for him to speak to the FBI. Just 4 days after his widely criticised TV appearance, Prince Andrew met with his mother, the Queen, resulting in his resignation. Here, the Queen was captured leaving the meeting after taking the unprecedented decision for a senior royal to step down. It means Andrew will lose his annual income. The taxpayer-funded sovereign grant amounts to a total of £249,000.
Following the breakdown in Seoul, Washington defense cost-sharing talks, there's been mounting speculation the number of American soldiers stationed in the nation could be slashed. The U.S. defense chief says he has not heard of such plans. South Korea's defense ministry emphasized its ally is committed to maintaining the current troop presence.
U.S. Defense Secretary Mark Esper says he has not heard of any plans to withdraw American troops on the Korean peninsula. He made the remarks to reporters during a visit to Vietnam on Thursday, when asked whether he had come across a South Korean media report saying that Washington was considering a significant cut in the roughly 28,500 troops it has on the peninsula if Seoul refuses to contribute more to the cost of deployment. The Pentagon chief said he comes across inaccurate or overstated reports all the time, adding that the U.S. is not threatening their allies.
Unsanitary, expanding and overcrowded. These camps, home to tens of thousands of asylum seekers, have gone beyond government control, and authorities are clamping down on the flow of people entering Greece.
We're proceeding with a plan for closed pre-departure centers, not only because they will stop people from moving around the country, but because a clear message needs to be sent to those who are planning on entering the country illegally when they know that they don't qualify for asylum.
Over 33,000 asylum seekers, most of them from Syria and Afghanistan, are housed in camps partway between Turkey and Greece. 3 sites on the islands of Lesbos, Chios and Samos are set to close, as 20,000 people will be taken to mainland Greece.
Mildura disappeared under a red blanket today when a monster dust storm swamped Sunraysia. As Brett McLeod reports, the freak of nature made its way down to Melbourne.
Not so much code red as dress code red for Mildura. As the sky started turning a more menacing colour around lunchtime, the dust storm's arrival was heralded by a windy blast. The city near the desert, blanketed by dust blown in from South Australia and New South Wales. The streets quickly emptied. Staying outside was too difficult. A camera at the Bureau's Mildura weather station caught the storm sweeping in, temperatures dropping 8 degrees in 30 minutes. Locals have been here before. Another monster swamped the town in May. And the storm wasn't out of puff yet, sweeping its way across the state to Bacchus Marsh, on its way to the city.
We are one-on-one with Apple's Tim Cook, the company breaking ground on a $1 billion facility in Austin, Texas, and promising thousands of American jobs.
Tonight, Apple's big bet in Austin, investing $1 billion, creating 15,000 new jobs.
And what is it about Austin?
The talent, invariably it's always about people.
Apple CEO joined today by President Trump in the Austin factory where the company's most powerful computer, the Mac Pro, is made.
We're really proud to make the Mac Pro here.
But on the horizon, without a trade deal with China, the threat of new tariffs as early as December.
You could be paying an additional 10% for those phones coming here from China. Would that mean you raise the price of an iPhone for consumers?
I don't even want to speculate because I'm hoping that doesn't happen.
They came to hear their leader speak. Instead, the opposition supporters were met by riot police, who made it clear they weren't allowed to attend a rally organized by Nelson Chamisa, the head of the Movement for Democratic Change Party. Zimbabweans are struggling to deal with the worst economic crisis in a decade. There are shortages of basic commodities, including fuel and power. When Chamisa arrived, he said he wanted to tell Zimbabweans what his MDC party planned to do about the economic crisis, saying President Emmerson Mnangagwa and his ruling ZANU-PF government has failed.
The MDC is a large movement in this country. It cannot be banned by another political party. For that reason, we are ashamed that Mr. Mnangagwa will decide to use the military and the police in the way he has done this.
In Nicaragua's capital, Managua, pro-government supporters stormed the nation's most important cathedral in what church officials call an act of desecration. In the scuffle that followed, a priest and nun were reportedly injured. The church was sheltering a group of mothers calling for the release of their children, who they say are political prisoners. It's reported the women left with the Red Cross. The Catholic Church plays a powerful role in Nicaragua, but President Ortega's accused bishops of being coup plotters.
Of course we're afraid. We don't have any power. We don't have anything. Of course we are afraid, but no priest has gone into exile, and everyone is where they should be. Even those who were tortured in Masaya are in their parishes accompanying the people, with much care, with much fear.
Now, there's been yet another crime at another Gauteng school. A break-in at Kulisizwe Primary School in Tembisa has left it with an empty computer lab. Police are searching for suspects. Ikona Chona has more.
The school says it received a call in the early hours of Thursday morning alerting them of the break-in. Not only did the criminals rob this computer center of more than 50 gadgets, including desktops, laptops and tablets, they also broke into all the offices and took computers. From the school safe, they made off with nearly 2,000 rand. No schooling could take place on Thursday, and as the school year draws to a close, teachers are concerned they have lost all reports.